Okay guys, so over the past 2 weeks, I have been contacting all of my customers to let them know that I'm going to be closing my web design business. So no, I'm not closing my Amazon business, so apologies for the clickbait on the thumbnail. However, when I was compiling these 10 reasons, I believe a lot of you employees will actually be able to relate to these. So this is why I wanted to make this video. I've got 10 reasons why I'm closing my business, and I hope that you guys can relate to these 10 reasons. So the first one, and probably the most obvious one for employees, and that is to sack the boss. Now this probably sounds super strange coming from someone that has their own business. However, with a web design business, I had about 50 clients. So technically I had about 50 bosses, all willing to interrupt my evenings, weekends and holidays with the issues that weren't usually that important. So it's very important to me that I've moved away from that business and can actually sack those 50 bosses to focus on going forward with my other businesses. Now, as an employee, usually most people don't leave their jobs because they dislike their job. They leave their jobs because they dislike their boss. So just keep that in mind with your job. I mean, for me now, technically my boss is Jeff, a whole long sheet of terms of service and a really unhelpful set of seller support people. But that's the way it is. I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm swapping 50 bosses for Amazon and obviously some other bits as well, which I'm going to cover later on in the video. The next thing, and I think this comes with a lot of things that you've been doing for a long, long time. Now, I've been building websites for the best part of 20 years, had my own business for over 10 years, and I've got to the point where I just lack passion for it anymore. You know, that isn't good for me and isn't good for the customer. It was literally got to the point where it's project to project, do the job as well as I could, but I had zero passion for it. Whereas what I'm doing now with Amazon, with the YouTube channel, with helping you guys on FBA Elite and through the mentorship program, I have a passion for doing that. I enjoy doing that. So that's important for you guys to consider. Are you enjoying your job? If not, why are you still doing it? Why are you not making changes to go forward? Now, there was a speech from Steve Jobs. Now, not everyone's a huge fan of Steve Jobs, but if you get a chance, I'm going to link to a video in the description, which is his Stanford speech. Now, his Stanford speech, one of the things he said about his, in the morning, he used to wake up and he looked in the mirror and he asked himself, if that was his last day on earth, would he want to be doing what he is doing today? And if the answer was no for too many days on the trot, then it was time for him to make a change. And if you guys are just doing the same thing over and over again every day, you hate your job, you dislike it, what are you doing? Start making changes now. One of the other frustrations as well of having your own business or a client-facing business, as well as being an employee, is usually the rigid hours. Now, I did have a certain amount of flexibility. You know, I didn't have to arrive in the office at a set time or leave at a set time. But generally, when you've got something like a web design business, your clients will expect you to be available, usually from kind of 9 till 5, Monday to Friday. And quite often, they'd still expect to be available to answer their urgent questions in the evenings and weekends. Now, for me, that is not where I want to be going forward. So that's why I decided to make this change now, rather than delaying it for another year. You know, having people needing my assistance for another year anytime during the day. Now I can manage it because I can close that business and just focus on the bits that I want to grow going forward. The next one is more of a lifestyle issue, and that is the limited holidays. Now, most jobs probably limit you to 28 days. It's roughly the average, 28 days holiday per year. And some of those employees will even dictate to you that you have to take a certain amount at Christmas or something like that. Now, with my own business, although I could take as much holiday as I want, you were never truly away from the office. You know, if there was an urgent issue, people had to be able to get in contact with me. I had set up an emergency email address, so if they emailed that address, it would ping through to my phone. So sometimes you could be in the middle of your holiday, you'd get a text come through with an urgent issue that you then had to deal with. So that's just another reason why I needed to close this business. Now, if you run a business or are an employee, you will know one of the frustrations for many, many people is meetings for meetings' sake. I mean, how many meetings do you go to that are a complete waste of time and could have been resolved in a 5-minute telephone call? And I had this lots with my web design business. People would call me, oh, can I come and see them for an hour? Or can they come and see me for an hour? And when you're actually going out of the office, you're losing the best part of half a day for these meetings. And usually it is something that could have been resolved very easily over the phone or on email. So there's no more meetings for meetings' sakes now that I've closed the web design business. Now, the next one might sound like something really insignificant, but it is dress codes. I mean, really, what you wear does not impact your ability to do most jobs. You know, from my perspective, I had to dress up in a suit when I went to a sales meeting. Now, that was kind of my own thing that I would do, but I always felt that it was unnecessary because my ability to pick a nice suit and wear it to a meeting had no reflection on my ability to perform the job. And that's probably the same for you guys. What you wear to work, if you have to adhere to a strict dress code, probably makes no impact on your ability to do that job. Yes, there are certain circumstances where having a uniform makes a lot of sense, but in a lot of office jobs, these uniforms and strict dress codes are of no real benefit to anyone. So that's, again, I can wear whatever I want. For example, now I've got my FBA Elite t-shirt on, and I have other clothes on below the camera, but it's nice to be able to just wear whatever you want, whenever you want to wear it. And this is a slightly more serious point. Now, over the last few months, I've had some kind of big things happen in my life. I had a couple of people pass away, and my son arrived. And it's a cliche thing to say, but usually when there's a big event in someone's life, they'll say, oh, it puts things into perspective. And then they don't change a thing. Whereas what I want you to do is not wait for that catalyst, not wait for that big event in your life to start thinking about making changes. Start making changes now. If you're watching this video, the chances are you either hate your job or you're super eager to start an Amazon business. So decide what it is that's currently making you unhappy and start making changes that will fix this down the line. A change you can make today, you might not see benefits from immediately, but if it means in a few years' time you'll see those benefits, then start to make those changes. Now, the next point may become the slogan for my channel, and that is that I want to make money, I do not want to earn money. And what do I mean by that? Well, if I'm earning money, I am exchanging my time for money. So I'm, for example, with my web design business, my hourly rate was £50. That sounds quite a lot, I know, for some people, but my hourly rate was £50. So I was exchanging an hour of my life for £50, and that was it. And there's a lot of people doing it for a lot less than that, and there's a lot of people doing it for a lot more. But ultimately, I'm earning money with that method. And when I'm earning money with that method, usually you're making money for someone else. So if you're earning money for £20 an hour or £20,000 a year, you are making money for your boss. So what I want to do with my businesses going forward, such as Amazon, YouTube, and some of the other bits I'm working on, I want to make money. So don't earn money, make money. These last 2 points are super applicable if you are considering Amazon FBA, and it's part of the reason why I've been able to take this decision now. So the first point is cash flow. Now, by not taking any money out of the business really for about the first year, I've been able to grow the cash flow within the business. So I now have enough money in the business for inventory, both current inventory and future orders. I also have enough money in the business to order new products that I might be launching and cover any advertising or launching. I also have enough money to cover any accountancy fees, tax liabilities such as VAT, corporation tax, and of course there's enough money in there to pay my salary as well. So if you are considering starting an Amazon business, quitting your job today is probably not the right thing to do. What you want to do is grow the business first, establish that income, establish that cash flow. So then when you do quit your job, hopefully further down the line, you'll be in a very, very good position with your business to push forward. So the final point, and probably one of the biggest reasons why I feel comfortable closing my web design business earlier, and that is that I've been able to establish more than one income stream. So yes, I have Amazon FBA, but I also have some other income streams that aren't Amazon. So if you are looking to start an Amazon business and hopefully eventually quit your job, I want you to also consider other opportunities. What other opportunities can you look at that would generate an income? Because what you don't want to be as you are at the moment. You don't want to be 100% reliant on your job. You don't want to be 100% reliant on Amazon. Try and diversify that income as much as possible. So I think the takeaway message from this video is, look, I don't want you to go out and quit your job. What I want you to do is start to make changes today that will allow you to quit your job down the line when you're in a much more secure position with a diverse income stream. So I hope you guys found this video useful. Let me know in the comments below. Why are you starting Amazon FBA? Why are you looking to quit your job? I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you want to speak to me directly, head over to the FBA Elite forums and I'll see you guys over there.